Hey guys, please smooth out the beard. See who we got here. Well, we got a big chat here going on. We got Selma. Selma is dropping a link. What's the link for, Selma? I see one of the links is for me. We got Toy Pups. Bouncing is fun. We got Lucy. Thank you. All kinds of great people. Selma says, I have 3 kids. You have 3 kids. Let's see. Marie says, what's up, my dude? Which dude you talking to? You talking to Selma dude or Eric dude or Yogi dude? Look at that evil plan unfolding. The more we chat, the more Yogi has to read. Selma, you laughing at that? You're encouraging her? You're encouraging that misbehavior? Asia says, howdy, y'all. Hey, Asia, how are you? Hey, Asia, do you mind if I read your lyrical prose, your lyrical essay on forgiveness on the live stream sometime? Let's see. Maria has only posted nothing this week. What's up with that? Maria says, hey, Yogi. Someone says, look at the links. I saw that's a lot of links. Everyone we know. Maria says, just don't talk about my username. It's weird. Just Marie playing uh, Genshin at Zogly. It is pretty weird. You're lazy. Well, quit being lazy. How did that help? What do you mean you have 3 kids, Selma? When did this happen? Let's see. Someone said last week. Well, that's odd. Skibidi. Asia says it on mine. Awesome. What I want to do is I will read it when there is a few more people. I want to read it when you're here, and I want to read it when there's a few more people. So there's a larger appreciation for your talent, my friend. Beautifully written. Michael says, say Yogi. Selma's lazy too. What's up, Michael? Marie says, I hope Toy Pups comes in so I can skibidi toilet bowl with her. She was in this afternoon, right? I think. Someone says, hi, Michael. Asia says, alrighty. I appreciate your permission. Hey guys, have you heard Michael's songs? He has a theme song for Toy Pups, which is awesome. He has a theme song for me that I absolutely love. Asia says, how you doing, Eric? Asia, I'm doing pretty good. What's up, Dale? Marie says, dang, I missed it. Hey, Selma, I think you especially might like Michael's song because he talks about Spoonwagon in that song. Selma says, Marie, we've both been lazy. I always miss the lives. Uncle says, not much, just working on some new relaxing horror music. What a oxymoron, but you do it so well. Horror and relaxing, but he does it perfectly, guys. It's some meta stuff. I have a premiere at 6. Cool. You know the drill. You know the routine. Make sure you drop your link so people know about it. Marie says, actually, I've been laying down since 2 a.m. and it's 2 p.m. Wow. You feeling okay? I tell you what, I miss that hours of sleep that we lost. as I generally get about 5, maybe a little less hours of sleep each night. So losing an hour, uh, I'm a little worn out. Thanks for dropping the skits, Selma. What's new with you, Dale? There's a link to Michael's premiere, guys. I hope you head over. He says, I've been wide awake, and yes, I'm okay. Good. I'm glad that you are okay. Thanks for dropping that link, Michael. What'd your doctor say, Selma? Marie will be right back. AJ says, who's your favorite author? It's a good question. Fiction, Tom Robbins just passed away like 2 or 3 weeks ago, sadly. I love Tom Robbins. I like Jack Kerouac. I like Larry McMurtry. Love Gabriel Garcia Marquez. Michael says, you're welcome, Yogi. Nonfiction, I've been reading a lot of Stephen Cope lately, who is a yoga writer. I've been also reading a lot of Kenneth Wapnick, who he's less of a writer. Most of his books are, I don't know how many books he's actually written, but the majority of his work is based upon his lectures. But I find him to be one of the most astute Course in Miracles teachers, because he was one of the originals, one of the very, very first ones. He actually helped edit the book. Hey, Song of Han. Hey, Rebecca. Rebecca, how are you? I haven't seen you live stream in a while, Rebecca. Someone said to take away my blood from my arm. Are they going to put it back? What did your doctor say? Someone says, I miss you, Songho. Song of Han says hi to Asia. Rebecca says, how are you, Yogi? And how is everyone? I'm good, Rebecca. I'm a little sleepy. Did you read any Jane Eyre? I have, but it was way back in school. Way, way, way back. Did I mention Jack Kerouac? Enjoy him quite a bit. I probably read Dharma Bums every couple of years, and I have since I was maybe 13 years old. I like some Stephen King, although it's been a while. Let's see. I like some of the modern, not so much mysteries as I guess you'd call them thrillers. I just recently read a Harlan Cobain novel as well as a Robert Cryas, but I don't read a whole lot of them. Just every so often, sort of like a mind vacation. Rebecca says, "Yeah, I'm good. Thanks. I was gonna live tonight, but I had my weapons handling camp this weekend, so I was quite tired. I bet I passed the test. Congratulations! And next camp, I get to fire it as well as fieldcraft and summer camp. Wow, that's awesome, Rebecca. You're doing so awesome. Asia, how about you? What are some of your favorite authors? I do like a lot of the classics. I like Emerson. I like Thoreau. Those are all books that I come back to, especially Emerson's essays. I read a lot of the spiritual classic texts, Bhagavad Gita, the Upanishads, Tao Te Ching. So it says my doctor said that I have to watch what I eat, that I put a pointy thing in my arm and they do the blood work. Did it hurt? Michael says, oh, by the way, I'm in the works of ordering some Mysteries Untold channel stickers. I'm getting a roll of 100 customized holographic stickers for $9.89. Wow, that's a good amount. Rebecca says, thank you. You're welcome, Rebecca. Hey, Michael, so you got a good source for that? If you don't mind, send me the information. Of course, I need to design something. I don't know what I would design. What's up, Nightmare? How's your Sunday? Michael says, Vern was one of my favorites, and Lovecraft and Pell. I could see that. Jules Verne, what is it, H.P. Lovecraft and Edgar Allan Poe. Edgar Allan Poe, of course, I grew up in Baltimore, which is not too far from me. Cat's coming in to say hi. Michael says, nice. And Rebecca says, Michael, that's cool. I made some personalized stickers and cards recently for my charity work as well. Nice. I like that. Someone says it hurts so bad. I'm sorry, Selma. Someone says hi to Nightmare. Michael says, all right, it was from Amazon. Cool. Hey, Chris. Mama Chris is here, Nature's Dog Realm. So, Chris, the title for tonight's live stream, Love Holds No Grievances, is from the workbook. Lesson 67. Nope. I'm sorry, lesson 68. Love holds no grievances. So I thought if you popped in, we'd talk a little bit about Course in Miracles, how it's set up. I thought I'd maybe read the introduction. Everyone is saying hi. Someone says, I miss you, Nature Dog. Chris says, hi, Yogi. Michael says, but I will still send you the link. I almost got button pins, but I think stickers will be cheaper to ship. Yeah, I think they'll be cheaper, probably easier. Leo says, much love to the goat. What's up, Leo? How are you? Someone says, I got something for my little sister. What do you got? Chris says, great. So this was lesson 68. I don't know why it came to me today, but it did. Lesson 68 from A Course in Miracles is love holds no grievances. None. So that's not to say that we don't have grievances, but if we have a grievance, then it is not love. If it's not love, as A Course in Miracles says right at the beginning, it's an illusion. All an illusion needs is to be seen through. That's it. The effects will still feel real. The effects will still be present. However, when you see through it, they begin to lessen. Life gets easier by degrees. So, right at the beginning here of lesson 68, to hold a grievance is to forget who you are. To hold a grievance is to see yourself as a body. To hold a grievance is to let the ego rule your mind and condemn the body to death. Perhaps you not fully realize just what holding grievances does to your mind. It seems to split you off from the source and make you unlike him, capital H-I-M, God. It makes you believe that he, capital H, is like what you think you have become. For no one can conceive of his creator as unlike himself. So if we were to conceive of a creator like ourselves, it would be a creator that holds grievances, that holds judgments, that is petty and small, complains. However, love holds no grievances, and we were made of love. Lesson 67 says, love created me like itself. Today's idea is a complete and accurate statement of what you are. That is why you are the light of the world. This is why God appointed you as the world's savior. You, you. I am talking to you guys. The light of the world, the savior. And how do you do that? By remembering who you are. Love created me like itself. Love is synonymous with God. This is why the Son of God looks to you for his salvation. He is saved by what you are. We will make every effort today to reach this truth about you and to realize fully, if only for a moment, that it's true. So, thanks for that link, Michael. Let's go all the way to the introduction, because it tells you what to expect. I won't read the whole thing, but part of it. The course does not aim at teaching the meaning of love, for that is beyond what can be taught. It does aim, however, at removing the blocks to the awareness of love's presence, which is your natural inheritance. The opposite of love is fear, but what is all-encompassing can have no opposite. Thus, this course can therefore be summed up very simply in this way. Nothing real can be threatened. Nothing unreal exists. Therein lies the peace of God. Hey, Kathy. How are you, my friend? It's nice to see you. It's been a little bit. Nightmare says, just think Yogi could be the goat with a goatee. And it might be this week. We'll see. Leo says, getting ready for the light session, brother. All love, Yogi. Thank you, Leo. Guys, Leo's going to be doing his burpee session coming up. Asia says, some of my favorite authors are Agatha Christie. My mom loved Agatha Christie. Arthur Conan Doyle. Patricia Cornwell. My mom loved that too. And Raymond Chandler. My brother likes Raymond Chandler. Nice. The goat with a goatee. Someone says, I invited Puppy Mommy. Well, we'll see if she's feeling good enough to come in and say hi. Michael says, you're welcome. Someone says, kisses you two guys. Kathy says hi to Michael. Hey, Sue. Sue, how are you? Chris says, thank you, Yogi. I'm looking forward to this book and absorb it. So there is the textbook that has 700 and some pages. The language can be a little tough, but it sinks in. Take your time reading the text. The workbook, you can do them both simultaneously. The workbook at 365 lessons. And oddly enough, coincidentally, this 365 days. All the courses ask you is never do more than one lesson per day. You can stay on one as long as you want, but don't do more than one per day. You want to take your time, and it builds up. Everyone's saying hi. Michael says, laughing. It would be hilarious if she was hearing the song. It would. I've played mine a couple times today. That should be her intro music whenever she comes in. Kathy says hi to Nature Dog. Someone says, I love you, Sue. So the first less than 50, but around the 50th, 1 to 50 lessons of A Course in Miracles are sort of a path of negation. They want to strip you of the things that you believe in, the things that you think that you see, the things that you think, which can be hard for some because the ego rebels. The ego, it starts off saying that, nothing I see in this room or out the window or out from the door has any meaning at all. And of course, your eyes might land on something that has great meaning to you. It doesn't mean, hey, Jamie, that you don't assign meaning to something. It's saying exactly that. You have assigned meaning to everything. All the meaning that These are called japa beads to use in meditation. Um, all the meaning that these japa beads have, I've given it to. I've either inherited a view or I gave it my own view. All the meaning that whatever I hold up. This cat, I'm not going to hold up my cat. Um, has all the meaning that it has for me. Hey, Foxy. Kathy says, how are things going with Harrison, Selma? Hey, Buddha. Buddha, how are you? Hey, Carl. Carl says, good evening. Carl, how are you? How was your weekend? How's everyone's weekend? Speaking of weekends, next weekend is our friend Daisy May's birthday. And she would like to get that 4K mark fully monetized. She's 500 away, not counting the 5 days that YouTube holds. So less than 500. We can make that happen for her, guys. Asia says, welcome, Carl. Everyone's saying hi to Carl. Someone says, my boyfriend Harrison is doing wonderful. Chris says hi to Buddha. Give me 1 second here, guys. All right. Kathy says, great to hear Selma. Buddha says hi to Chris. And we get a link drop for Miss Daisy May. So if you guys don't mind running a playlist, there's some people, I've run playlists for a lot of people in the past, presently, and in the future. It's so much fun to run a playlist for Daisy May because it's the same as doing playlists for Tandra. It's just so beautiful. Wherever you dive in, it's just beautiful scenery, beautiful conversation. So it is not, it's absolutely not a chore at all. It's the same doing playlists for Nature's Dog Realm. Wherever you go, wherever you dive in, you're going to have a great conversation. It's going to be a very soothing place. Buddha says, say Yogi, much respect, sir. Much respect to you, Buddha. Thank you. I see you are training hard for the 26th. Guys, April 26th is the Holy Grail. I think there's 20 people now doing it. It's 1,000 burpees. All going to be doing it together, guys. Michael says, great. Besides getting dazed and contused, trunk doors, and I don't get a long glass fogged up. We'll put in garbage in the trunk. What's up, Sniper? Did I miss you coming in, or was that first? Foxy says, I want to play this for a lot of people. Yep, no doubt, Foxy. You are a really, really good person. A good friend to so many. Carl says, playlist. The Buddha says, yes, 2 panels. Foxy will be right back. Yep, so, Chris, I mentioned this lots of times. I first heard about Course in Miracles in the late 1980s. I started reading about it in the early 90s. I started not very seriously going through the book itself in the mid 90s. Late 90s, I got very serious about it, but I didn't actually finish the workbook, 365 lessons, until 2008. It's the year that things sort of felt like they were falling apart. Sometimes things need to feel like they're falling apart before we decide. At first, we want to hold on to it. We want to cling and put things together. But you know what? Sometimes things are supposed to fall apart without need of building up the old walls again. Because that's what happens when things fall apart and we try to cling to hold them together, is we're trying to hold together the same walls that have actually imprisoned us, kept us ego enshrined, um, unable to uh, truly experience who we are. So even 2008, even going through the workbook when things were falling apart, um, I wanted to hold on to everything that I had. Of course. My mom was dying from Alzheimer's. My father had a stroke. I was getting divorced. Um, I was moving away from my two dogs. Um, so, you think, well, if I do this, everything's going to get better. It is, but not the way that you think. I still got divorced. My mother still died. My father did, very fortunately, recover from the stroke. Um, Amazingly so. But it was in things falling apart like that, um, that you learn the spaciousness of love. Love holds no grievances. I certainly discovered that with my mom because I had a lot of grievances with my mom. We were always had a contentious relationship. I know she loved me, but I was never sure that she actually liked me. Phil says, Eric, what was your advice would you give to someone who feels they may be overtraining? To take a day off, slow down, do some walking, do some easy cross training, such as walking, lots of yoga, calm the central nervous system down. So for me, to realize that love holds no grievances, I became basically a full time caregiver with my dad uh, and some other family members, but it was full time for me and my dad for my mom, Alzheimer's, and you truly, truly, truly find that you can hold a grievance for someone who has Alzheimer's strips you bare of everything. My mom had zero malice in her when she was stripped of her memories of me, of her family, memories of her own childhood. They would still come, but they weren't held the way that we do them now. My mom held no grievances because no grievances existed. How could I hold one? What a beautiful teaching opportunity. My mom was a teacher, first grade teacher, outstanding, exceptional teacher. She became a spiritual teacher for me, amazingly so. Chris says, interesting. Nature says, when my brother died, I changed. Catalyst. Events in our lives like that are a catalyst. And we so much want to cling to what we had, but we just can't because it's not there anymore. Not the way we knew it. Bill says, I hope you're able to make peace with your mom in some way, which I'm sure you did. I apologize. Nothing to apologize for. Dale, our conversations go everywhere and include everything. Everything. I made ultimate peace with my mom, but it involved a lot of letting go, which ultimately we have to do anyway, sooner or later. Chris says, I feel like I am changing so much all the time now. Yeah, it's amazing. Our friend Cat and Jack seems to be in a pivotal moment right now as well. Certain energy in the air for some of us. Go says there must have been a great training opportunity. We can definitely liken it to a classroom. Hey, Signature, how are you? Carl says I want to change. Hey, you know what, Carl? I have found that to be one of the greatest prayers you can offer. I want to change. Nothing happens, nothing changes until we say, I want to change. I mean, change is happening anyway, regardless. But to say, I want to change means now you're entering an intent. Now you're saying that I want to change not just the way that life is um, offering me. I want a meaningful change. What's up, Big Al? Big Al's Little Kingdom says, Evening Yogi Meister. How are you, my friend? Let's see. Kathy says, be right back. Need to change cats. Need to feed cats. I need to change cats. Um, Someone says, had a signature. So sometimes I think the whole thing about change is letting go of who we think we are. So it's not even so much of a change as it is just surrendering, letting go. Still says, looking after someone that's lost their memory, would you say someone like that is more enlightened state, if you like? It's an interesting question. I don't know if I could say a more enlightened state, but there's definitely more awareness there in a unique way. Obviously, um, someone might look at my mom and say that she was losing her awareness. She was always aware. Even up towards the very end, she was always aware. She just did not have the memories in place to be aware of any longer. Now she was simply pure awareness and definitely centered in the moment. And what she taught me was how to say, because your language has to change. You can't say to someone who is suffering any kind of dementia, how many times do I have to tell you? I just told you. Don't you remember? Don't you pay attention? Because the answer is always no. They don't remember. And you have to say things as many times as you have to say things, and you have to say it with as much infinite love, tenderness, and care as you have in your heart. And if you don't think you have it in your heart, you will be surprised. You will be surprised with what you have in your heart when someone asks for it. So that certainly helped me change. Someone asked me to, not in so many words, but out of need. My mom looked at me with pure innocence in her eyes and said, change. Don't be the person that I didn't get along with, because I'm not the person that you didn't get along with any longer. And we met each other. Hey, Homestead, nice to see you, my friend. Homestead says, hi, everyone. Bedtime here, but saw you were online and wanted to say hi. I appreciate that, Homestead. Chris says, things I believe, I feel it's shifting. Things I have believed, I feel it's shifting. Big Al says, not good, mate, but I'll get by. Anything you want to talk about, Big Al? Anything we can help you with? Phil says, Walter Russell in the Universal one said that there is no beginning to motion or end to motion. He said, all thinking is universal thinking. And that, oops, someone's calling. Oh, hold on, guys. Give me 1 second. I want to send a message to the person that was calling. There we go. Selma is dropping some links. Thank you, Selma. All right. So back to what Dale was saying. Walter Russell And the universal one said there's no beginning to motion or end to motion. He said all thinking is universal thinking, and that every center is the center of the universe thoughts. I think it is still stuck right straight dab in illusion. Um, it might make you feel better temporarily, so, but it's still thoughts that keep you bound into the illusory world, and it just keeps us there over and over and over again. Would knowing any of that make you any kinder? Would it help you moment to moment to moment uh, love more fully, love more deeply? At this point in my life, is if something does not aid in my ability to love, if it doesn't open me up to love, then I don't give it much attention any longer, or I try not to give it much attention any longer. Chris says it'll teach you so much of what we're capable of, and there's so much we don't even realize how much. Kathy says, "Okay, I got him fed. Nice. Hope my cat doesn't get any ideas of me going and feeding him right now." Big Al says, "Just my gallstones giving me heck. There is nothing anyone can do. I'm just waiting to have my gallbladder removed." When did he say that was going to be? Is that summertime? Someone says, "As is my cousin." Thanks, Selma. Hey, Jason. Jason Brown says, "Just got done cleaning up supper." How um was it lunch or dinner that you went out with your parents? He says, "Yogi, you live early." No, we had the time change. See, so we're an hour forward. Bill says Walter Russell seemed to know a lot, but he seemed to forget one thing or not realize one thing: is the universe not in the seem to speak if he's separated from it. Yep. You know what? Knowing things is awesome, but it's ultimately not enough. Sooner or later, you got to let all the stuff that you know fall away and just be. Just relax into your beingness and love, be kind, forgive. Everything else, everything else makes sense when you start doing that. If I lived my entire life on the philosophy of Walter Russell, at the end of my life, I might have a lot of knowledge. I might have a lot of esoteric ideas. Would it have served me in any way? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. However, if I lived my entire life being kind, I'm absolutely certain I'm going to die with a smile on my face. And I'm going to have a very light heart. There's going to be no grievances. There's going to be no resentments. That's enough for me. There was a time in my life when I gave serious consideration to every mystery of the universe. Um, and so I realized that even the universe is illusory. It's a perceptionary universe based upon my projections. Um, and when you see that, the mysteries just don't seem to matter as much. Kathy says, "My cats are very subtle about it. They stand at my door yelling at me, as only cats will do." My cat, my one cat, I got two. My upstairs cat, when she wants attention, she just comes over and sinks her claws very deeply in my leg. Jason says, "It was lunch. You guys have a good time?" Yep, it went great, buddy. Awesome. Big Al says, no, next month, my op yogi, 4 days before my birthday. Hey, but on the good news is you'll be recovering on your birthday, on the road to feeling better. Samper says, see Peyton, saying hi to see Peyton, and signature, Jason, Big Al, T, and let's see, Rebecca is back. Hey, Rebecca. Yep, sorry about that, T. We had the time shift. Jason says, how you doing, Yogi? I'm doing pretty good, Jason. That's okay, T. I do not enjoy springing forward with the time change. As mentioned before, if you sleep 4 or 5 hours a night, losing an hour is kind of a big deal. As well, I don't gain, the thing that people celebrate is gaining an hour of light, but I don't gain an hour of light. I get an hour taken away because I'm up so early. And I try to be out the door right before sunrise so I can catch it as it's coming up. So that means I actually lose an hour in the morning, my usual walk time. So now I got to push it forward a bit, which throws me off schedule a little bit. Still says, I don't think we should compare people, but how would you compare the physiques of Jace? And I don't know, Jamie Brown. Obviously, Jace is lighter. Let's see. Sorry, everything moved around a bit. Jace is lighter and has definition. Jamie is a strong guy. What are their strengths and weaknesses? I don't know. I mean, I think they both look good in just different ways. Neither one of them actually train for. Um, Neither one of them trains so much how they look. It's the result of their fitness, which is, I think, the way it should be. Unless, of course, you're a bodybuilder. He says, "Hey, all having issues with technology. My phone was on that text to talk. I couldn't turn it off for 2 hours. Survived, but I'm late ordering food. Were you able to get some tea?" Kathy says, "Had a squirrel." Upside right there. Kathy says, "I decided I'm going to plant some vegetables this spring." Nice. What kind of vegetables, Kathy? Sanford says to Dale, "We are not. You just you. It seems." He says, "Yogi, right. We have that different time. Sorry, that's okay." Hey, Sai. Lurking here. My depression stops me communicating with everyone. I'm sick of it. Either that, or I'm getting early onset dementia. Then the voices kick in and mock me. Let's unpack that a little bit. Let me catch up in the chat, and then Sai, let's get back here. Rebecca says, I get to go to my field craft camp in May, then hopefully go out on annual camp, get promoted in August, since I passed my weapons handling with a 198 A2 GP rifle. That sounds pretty technical. Well done, Rebecca. You're an amazing young lady. Dale says, I like that, Eric. Tim Cliss would often say relative knowledge is relative. It has nothing to do with absolute. It's good to attain knowledge like Walter Russell, but ultimately in taking a stance, when it's forgetting that they are not desperate from what they're studying. Yep, and a lot of non-dual traditions, they say, just go back to the one and only thing that you can ultimately know. I am aware. And that's it. I am aware. No need to go any farther than that. I am that. If you got the title sentence of Nisargadatta Maharaja's book, I am that, that would be enough. If you got the message from Jesus, the kingdom of heaven is within, that would be enough. Why did we get that message and immediately look under every rock and around every corner? Daisy says, hi, Yogi, can't stay, but wanted to say hi and hit like. Thank you, Daisy. We are at video 66 of the Daisy Daisy Thonalone. Daisy Daisy-a-thon? Daisy-a-thon. That's how you say it. Clark says, one is forgetting they are not desperate from what they are studying. Runner Boy says, Yogi, did you get live earlier today? I did. My regular time. You were there. You were up on the panel. You came on up and chatted with me. Everyone is saying hi. T says, I'm grateful to staff at the hotel. Tried for an hour to turn the accessibility of the phone off. Was hoping it was going to read out a thing naughty on my phone, as was in reception. Kathy says, take care, Daisy. Simple says, you start saying, I don't think we should. Then you ask Eric his thoughts. What's that all about? Let's see. Everyone is saying hi. Did I miss some people? Daisy says, to Bumblebee, haven't forgotten. Hopefully tonight. Someone says hi to Bumblebee. Says, I miss you. One of us says, yeah, I'd like your 1 hour earlier on live now for me. Yeah, we had the time zone, the time change here in the States. T says, I'm off, everyone. Got to get my dinner. Have a beautiful week and enjoy the weather and nature. Thank you, T. I'm glad you popped in, T, because you reminded me to take my nighttime supplement. Someone says, I love you, T. Songahan says, Jason's lighter because he shaved. Yes, very aerodynamic. One boy says, I'll be doing a restream tonight, Yogi. Awesome. This is your week, Runner Boy. Bill says, Eric, I understand you're a vegan, brother, but may I ask, do you take supplements? I do take supplements. I take a multivitamin. I take a little extra vitamin D, a little extra magnesium to help with my workouts. It helps with sleep. It also helps with mood stability. And I do take creatine. I started that for the kettlebells. Hey, Timo. Optima family is here. Rebecca says, thank you, Yogi. You're amazing. And so is this community. I agree with the community for sure. We definitely have an amazing community. Oh, and what I'm taking here is a natural melatonin supplement with L-theanine, which is the amino acid that's found in green tea. Still says hi to Chris, Nature's Dog Realm. Kathy's going to plant green beans, lettuce, asparagus, carrots, and peas. Nice. That's a nice variety. It just says hi to Jamie. Still says, Eric, do you ever do resistant band workouts? Or is it not intense enough for you to get a real workout? You can get a real workout with resistant bands. It's all based on your intent. I enjoy bands. You know, Tom Brady, last probably 10 years of his career, all he did was resistant bands. It's all he needed. His, as he said, he was strong enough to throw the football as far as he needed to throw it. What he needed was to be resilient and pliant. And whatever opinion people might have with Tom Brady and in the United States, everyone has an opinion. Even people who don't like football, they have an opinion on Tom Brady. He was an outstanding quarterback, and he definitely had longevity. Thelma says she's doing well to Tim. Hey, Tim. Silly Jim Rat is here. Hey, Jim Rat. Anton's here. Hey, Anton. Tim says, sup, Yogi, and everyone in the chat. Much love and respect to all here on the Yorksters Live. Thank you, Jim Rat. Jim Rat had an awesome hike today. Out the door at what, 5:30 in the morning? Hey, I'm all caught up. I'm caught up in the chat just in time for Jim Rat to say Soma, wag, 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 and for Soma to say fart. To think that I worked really hard, extremely hard, to get caught up in the chat so I could get a wag, 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 and a fart. Jim Rat said, yes, Soma. Hey, Simon, Si, have you ever thought about a committed practice of meditation? Once a day, twice a day? It can be one of the greatest gifts that we can give ourselves for our emotional health, our mental health, physical health as well, because it lowers the blood pressure, decreases stress, lowers the heart rate as well. Jim Rat says, I feel like eating a whole pizza in one bite. The question is, could you eat a whole pizza in one bite? Someone says, I want to do breath work. We can do some breath work. Anyone else interested in doing some breath work? Kat says, better late than ever. I agree. I was mentioning you up above, Kat. Chris and I were talking about shifts. There seems to be a shift going on. There's a most definite shift going on with Nature's Dog Realm. And there seems to be a shift going on with you as well, Kat. Let's do breath work. Okay. Dale says, Eric is a man who's 29 and lives a very sedentary lifestyle. He wants to get muscles, but doesn't want to put in the hard work. So he sometimes does small park workouts, etc. What would be your advice? I don't know if I would have advice. You know, we all do the things that we want to do. And if we're not getting the results and we look in the mirror or we measure our fitness and we're not getting it, then we make changes, you know? Yeah, I definitely, my advice giving days are over. Hey, Praveen, you know, it doesn't mean that, you definitely want to help people, but again, I think people are smart enough that when they're training, they will measure their results, and if they're not getting what they want, they'll make some meaningful changes. Especially in the days of YouTube, where you can look around and if you see a physique that you like, and you can see, well, this is what that person's doing, let me make some changes. Yep, we're going to do some breath work in 1 second. Just want to make sure I'm caught up with everyone. Jim Rat says, I'm not eating bread though. I did cheat yesterday, and if I do today, it's like a binge. Gotcha. I don't want, but I'm craving it so bad. I like how you make that distinction between having a cheat day or a cheat meal, and if you do it twice, now you're binging. That's big. Bill says a man that wants to put on muscle mass but doesn't know how. If you like, I would probably just point towards resources. If you want to put on muscle mass, um, there's thousands of YouTube channels, millions. Maybe I'd point him in Jesse's. You know, Jesse's what, 90% body weight? Someone says, I love you, Yogi. Bill says, thanks for answering. I believe A Course in Miracles throughout your life has helped you accept everything as it is. It is helping. It's getting me there. Hey, Skits, we got a drive-by harp spam. Love you all. Love you too, Skits. So, yeah, uh, Bill, it's helping, if that makes sense. I'm working on it. Here's the thing about accepting everything as it is, means also accepting when you don't accept everything as it is. How awesome is that? That it lets you off the hook. Accept everything as it is, including your often inability to accept everything as it is. And I certainly like being let off the hook. Here it says you have to be able to make some sacrifices in order to get the results you want. Absolutely. Someone says hi, Skits. All right. So, is there any particular type of breath work that you guys would like to do? A couple days ago, we did. What did we do? We did Bumblebee breath, as requested by Nightmare 2 or 3 nights ago. We did 4-2-6, and that didn't sit too well with Cat and Jack last time we did that. So let's not do that. Let's see. Open to any breath work. What I would like to teach everyone, I've never taught it online before, except explanation-wise. Hey, Archie, alternate nostril breathing. It's a very, very powerful breath with meditation for the nation. Yes. It's a very powerful breath, but it can appear, it's not complicated, but it can appear to be complicated. So I'm going to wait with that. Let's do box breathing. I love box breathing. I believe we've done it. Has everyone done box breathing with me before? We're breathing in a box pattern. We're going to breathe in through the nose, making the ujjayi breath. The ujjayi breath is that ha sound. We're going to breathe in the nose for count of 4. That's the one side of the box. We're going to hold the breath for a count of 4. That's the top of the box. We exhale for a count of 4. The other side, we hold the exhalation for a count of 4. So it's 4, 4, 4, 4. I'm going to demonstrate. If you can, I would like you to hold your nose. Not tightly, just light. That triggers what's called the mammalian dive reflex, which is a very scientific but very real, heavily studied relaxation response. They've measured it with some of the deep water divers of Indonesia. When they go down and they hold their nose, it triggers a lowering of the heart rate, lowering of blood pressure. So it's very profound, but it doesn't have to be hard. So if you can do that. So what we're going to do is breathe in. We're going to make that ha sound, remember? I hope you guys could hear that. We're going to hold the breath for 4, exhale for 4, hold the breath again for 4. Most of you are familiar with holding the breath with an in-breath, but some of you might not be familiar with the holding it on the out-breath, which induces a very, very profound relaxation response. So it's a very powerful breath. And I'm going to demonstrate, and then we're going to do 5, 6, maybe 8 rounds. We'll see how we go. So let me demonstrate real quick. I'm going to hold my nose. I'm going to close my eyes. I'm going to breathe in for 4. That was 2. I just did 2, and I'm already mellowed, peaceful. So I'm going to guide you through. We're going to do a little bit of a guided meditation as we do it. If you are able to, please close your eyes and notice your breath. You're not doing anything special with your breath. Just notice, be aware of your breath. Be aware of where is it entering. Tip of the nose? Do you feel it as you exhale through the tip of your nose? Or do you notice it more in your belly? The belly rises on the inhalation and falls on the exhalation. Just notice the breath. And now notice that you are aware of your breath. You're also aware of being aware. You were just aware, pure awareness. And bring that awareness to your temple and relax. Bring that awareness to your jaw. Relax from your jaw all the way down to your shoulders. That awareness just spreading from your shoulders all the way to your fingertips, everything relaxing, everything relaxing. Your hips are relaxed. Bring the awareness all the way down to your legs, all the way down to your toes, and everything is relaxed. Now we're going to be very conscious of our breath. We're going to breathe in for a count of 4. Hold the breath for a count of 4. Remember, use your fingers if you're able to, if you would like to. We're going to exhale for 4. We're going to hold the breath again for 4. So here we go, guys. First, take a cleansing breath. Breathe in through the nose, exhale through the nose. As soon as you finish the exhalation, we're going to breathe in for 1, 2, 3, 4, and hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 3, 2, 1. Hold the breath for 3, 2, 1. Breathing in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath for 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 3, 2, 1. Hold the breath for 3, 2, 1. Breathing in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath. 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 3, 2, 1. Hold the breath for 3, 2, 1. Breathing in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath. 3, 2, 1. Exhale through your nose for 3, 2, 1. Hold the breath for 3, 2, 1. Breathing in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath. 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 3, 2, 1. And hold the breath for 3, 2, 1. Breathing in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath. 3, 2, 1. Exhale through the nose for 3, 2, 1. Hold the breath. 3, 2, 1. Breathing in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 3, 2, 1. And hold for 3, 2, 1. Breathing in for 1, 2, 3, 4. And hold. 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 3, 2, 1. And hold for 3, 2, 1. Breathing in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath. 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 3, 2, 1. And hold the breath for 3, 2, 1. Last breath. Breathing in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 3, 2, 1. Hold the breath for 3, 2, 1. Relax. Allow your breath to come back to normal. Keep your eyes shut for just a moment longer. Enjoy that space that you've created. And that deep, deep relaxation that you have right now. This is a perfect time. Bring that awareness into your heart center, right in the center of the chest. It is filled with light and it's filled with love. And we are going to enter what's called a sankalpa in Sanskrit, which means an intention. What is it in your life that you would like to see brought to fruition? What is it that you would like to extend that light to? A prayer that you would like to manifest, a wish? Just give it a little bit of that light and wish it on its way on a breath. And let it go. Detachment, surrendering your desire to stronger hands than your own, is the key to manifestation. The universe will handle the details. And when you're ready, guys, open your eyes. Frenchie says, glad I was here for it. Thank you, Yogi. Absolutely, Frenchie. I'm glad you were here too. Always glad you're here. Praveen says, hi to Rebecca, ma'am. Praveen says, sir, nice session. Thank you, Praveen. Was that the first time box breathing for some of you guys? Praveen says, love it, sir. Let me know. Chris says, yes, for me. Kat says, that was very relaxing. I feel really centered right now. Skip says, that was really wonderful. Thank you. You're welcome. More and more, I've been doing it with some guided meditations instead of just the breath work to sort of offer it as relaxation and breath work all in one shot. Chris says, hey, Skits, Cats and Jack. So I think this week I'm going to do some members live stream dealing specifically with A Course in Miracles. Just, create a members room where we could all chat. It says, hi, Nature. Hope you're well, my friend. Thank you, Archie, for dropping those links, my friend. Chris has said, thank you. Love this. Yeah, it's a very powerful breath. It'll definitely help you get to sleep. You basically taking about 2 full breaths per minute. So you're slowing your respiratory rate down considerably. Imagine that, 2 breaths per minute. That's the stuff of yogis and turtles. I'm not sure there's a difference between a yogi and a turtle. I'm still cruising on relaxing from just the 2 breaths that I demonstrated. My own breath work tonight. So in the morning, I do breath of fire. It's a wake up breath, very vigorous um, breath that is designed to put us in the sympathetic energy state, which is the fight or flight, but it puts us there very gently. We want to be fired up to start the day, but we don't want to be aggressively so. You know, we don't want to go from being responsive to being reactive to everything. We want to maintain that responsibility, our ability to respond. Um, and then after my second yoga practice, I do resonant breathing, which is breathing in for a count of five, exhaling for a count of five, but without sometimes six, but without the pause. So we've all done the 4 by 4, but there's a natural pause that we notice. The coherent breathing or resonance breathing is you breathe in for five, exhale for five, breathe in for five, exhale for five. Circular. Great for heart rate variability. Oh, thank you so much, Chris. Chris says, welcome to Basic and Support. Thank you. I hope I can make it worth your while. It says, Archie says, spread the love, guys. Connect to connect. Absolutely, Archie. Archie had dropped Chris's link. Thank you, Archie. And Skit says, a Yogi Turtle. How truly wonderful. And it's Yogi Turtles all the way down. Yogi Turtles all the way down. I love that. I love all things turtles. Um, we got a thumbs up from Chris, and Chris says, thanks, Archie. Kat says, 31 likes. Anyone have a thumb to add for Yogi? Thanks, guys. I appreciate the 31. It says, Nature, you legend. She certainly is, guys. I love these channels that all they want to do is create a loving place. There's so many reasons to start a YouTube channel. And if it's your channel, all of them are good. Almost all of them. I know some channels that are centered on uh, tearing other channels down, tearing other people down. Here's my problem with that. It only tears you down. It doesn't make you feel good. No one feels good ever tearing someone down. It's a temporary high that just makes you crash. So there's all kinds of reasons to start a YouTube channel. But imagine just starting a YouTube channel because you want to create a place of peace, a place of fun, a place where everyone can just offer each other love and respect and kindness. And that's what Chris does. That's what Cat and Jack does. That's what Toy Pups does. That's what Daisy May, Mary's Gigs. Praveen says, awesome live stream, sir. Thank you so much. Yeah, we're going to wrap things up in just a minute. Like I said, I didn't appreciate losing that hour's sleep. Cash says that's what Yogi's channel does. I hope so. And thank you for that, Kat. Skid says, thanks, nature. I appreciate that comment, my friend. I make very nice music. I try to put a loving message behind most of them, but they aren't always the best. They are. They're you. Oh, Krista says, Skid's your talented musician. Very much so. Joshua, my friend, thank you so much. We get a this is the amazing, energetic Joshua. Hello, everyone here. Hello, our friend Joshua. Kat says, thanks for the kind words, Yogi. Thank you for what you're doing. Everyone talks about Kat's channel. Everyone loves Kat's channel. Chris says, always believe in yourself. Skit says, Joshua, legend brother. Joshua truly is a legend. Absolutely. You don't twirl fire on a live stream and not be a legend. You don't power slam a beverage. You don't put a plastic bottle in your mouth without being a legend. Joshua says, you're welcome, my friend. And says, how are you, Yogi? I'm doing pretty good, Joshua. Not too bad. Joshua says, sorry, I haven't been here as much. It's okay, Joshua. Life keeps us busy. When you're not here, always makes me appreciate all the more when you do show up. Let's see. Joshua says, thanks for the compliments, Skits and Yogi. Skit says, thanks, nature. I believe in all of you. Nature says, remember, God doesn't make junk. You are absolutely correct. As a matter of fact, since we talked about lesson 67 earlier, love created me like itself. Love created me like itself, which means I have to be loved. Love doesn't have a mistake. True love has no mistakes. Lesson 66, my happiness and my functions are one. Which means that if your function is not bringing you happiness, or if you are not happy, then you are not following your function, your true function. The biggest gift for me of A Course in Miracles was giving me the freedom to love, giving me the freedom to forgive. That anything, everything, we forgive. Forgive doesn't mean to condone. It doesn't mean that we make ourselves a target. There's a difference between being vulnerable and being a target. Being vulnerable means saying, I'm unafraid of being hurt. And obviously, we know what being a target is. Let's see. Joshua says, laughing, I have more fire videos coming soon. Nice. I'm hoping this week maybe there'll be an adventure walk, Joshua. Praveen says, Yogi, sir, with use of my software engineering knowledge and also help from artificial intelligence, by the end of today, I will complete making a song for you. Wow. I'm working since 2 days on this song. That's so awesome, Praveen. I'm honored. Thank you so much. By the end of today. So that means available by when I get up in the morning. Joshua's skits, thanks again. I am guaranteed to like it, Praveen. Oh, Praveen's going to send it to me on Messenger. Thank you. Joshua says, Yogi, I'll update you on me. Praveen says, yes, sir. I will eventually go to the Philippines and visit my girlfriend. She is a YouTuber. When do you think that'll happen, Joshua? Do you have a set time frame or an estimated time frame? Good says, nice, Praveen. I hope you post it. Would be great to listen. Tuesday is Adventure Day, 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Have you been on a Joshua adventure, guys? It really is an adventure. It's a lot of fun, and you get to navigate it. Joshua is really just along for the ride. he'll ask you, guys, should I go left? Should I go right? Should I go straight? Should I climb a hill? And you get to decide. Joshua says, when I visit her, we'll not go there for another year. When I visit her, we'll not go there for another year, and I will take my vacation time to go there. Hey, if you ever want to drop your girlfriend's link for her channel, we're happy to support her, Joshua. So we'll wrap things up, guys, in about 5 minutes. So my plan for tomorrow at some time will be to do some members chat for the Course in Miracles. Here's the big thing. This is what Eric Lapointe told me almost a year ago, a year way back in June, so a couple months, but close to a year. I wasn't going to start a members channel because I thought I talk about all the stuff that I love to talk about in every single live stream. So why would I have a members channel when I'll be talking about the same stuff? And Eric Point said two things that had a profound effect on me. One was that yes, but there on your members channel, that's all you'll talk about. Because when I do a live stream, you're bobbing and weaving, talking about this, you're talking about that. You're trying to make, you're trying to create a dialogue. Everyone's included. I liken a regular live stream to jazz. You never know where you're going to pivot. Whatever you pivot to, you try to make it flow. You try to bring a certain unicity to it. Praveen says, Yogi sir, it's my own creation, 100%. So there's no point of any copyright issues. Yogi sir can upload anywhere Yogi wants, or Yogi sir can play here on his live stream. It's completely Yogi. Completely my wish. But nice. That's so awesome, Praveen. Last message of mine was for skits. There's the link for Joshua's girlfriend, guys. If you want to support any friend of Joshua, is a friend of ours. Huh. I'm actually already subscribed. She was in, when was she in? Yesterday? And we read her channel. That's really nice, Joshua. Hey, Duncan. Duncan says, hi, Eric. Just a quick hi. I appreciate that, Duncan. Joshua's girlfriend says, his name is Lane. Yep, because I remember asking her if I could call her Lane. Hey, Mark. Mark says, hello, Shidoshi Yogi. How are you guys? Hey, I don't know. I may have already done this. Duncan, are you still with us? Hey, Gravity, are you connected with $1 Billion Syndrome Duncan Walsh, who used to be Duncan Walsh Fitness Motivation? Hey, Jane. Jamie Lance is here, says, this is our friend Dottie. Hi, everyone. It's been a while. It has been a while. Let's see. I plan on, as long as I remember, for every workout, I'm going to be mentioning the $1 Billion Syndrome. Guys, if you go to $1billion-syndrome.com, you will see what Duncan is offering. And it is a 28-day fast-track fitness program that will take you as far as you want to be taken. It's scalable. So body weight, high intensity though. But again, scalable. So it doesn't start off hardcore if you don't want it to start off hardcore. Gravity says, yes, Sergey, we are subscribed. Awesome. Duncan, Gravity Core Fitness, and Fitness Hutch. You guys are like the big three. And Jace, the big four in the fitness community. Hey, Village Food Season. I love what you guys are offering. Because it's more than, I keep mentioning, it's more than just fitness, it's a complete well being. You can talk to Mark and Joe about diet, about exercise. You can talk to them about emotional well being as well. You can just have fun with them, you can just talk. So I appreciate everyone showing up. I'm going to call it a night though. As mentioned before, we lost an hour's worth of sleep here in the States, an hour that I could ill afford to lose. Village Food Season says, Yogi Bro. Mark says, thank you, Yogi. You're very kind. Well, I do try to be kind, but I'm going to be honest. I'm calling it exactly as I see it, Mark. You guys have an outstanding channel. I think I'm going to put Jesse up there as well. So we're going to call it the Big Five. Gravity, Duncan, Jace, Fitness Hutch, Jesse. Village Food Season says, thanks, bro. You're welcome, my friend. Joshua says hi to Village Food Pro. Village Food Season, sorry. Food Season says, this is amazing, Joshua. It is. It is amazing, Joshua. Let's see. Duncan says, my cat says chirp. My cat just came in, meowed at me, and walked away. Duncan says, on my knees, on my knee. So, yeah, if you want to check out what Duncan's doing right now, what is it? www.billionairesyndrome.com. Joshua has dropped the link. What do we got here? Oh, guys, 13 hours. It is Money Monday live stream. Have you started with the Have you started with the $5? Does that start this week? Just give me 1 second, guys. I accidentally Runner Boy's got to work out. Up. Poor Man's Gym is live streaming as well, as is Justin. You've been thunderstruck. So let me bring up the live stream on my desktop one more time, and then I'm going to say goodbye to everyone. Village Food Season says, you lost your job. I'm sorry to hear that, my friend. Sending prayers your way. That is never an easy transition to go to. I hope another job aligns itself speedily. Duncan says, are you on Instagram, Eric? I am on Instagram. Just plain old Eric McCarty. What you're going to find is about 13 years worth of pancake photos and some photos of dogs. That's about it. Maybe a few old race stuffs. Joshua says, I'm sorry. Me too. Duncan says, I'm investigating options to market there. I'd say market everywhere, Duncan. Phyllis says, face problem, bro. Is there a link on YouTube? I don't think I have a link, only Facebook. If I remember, I'll try to drop a link tomorrow. Hey, Village, I will try to help you out a bit on your YouTube channel. Village says Joshua is great. Brother Yogi, he is great. Absolutely agree with that. Let's see, Yogi, this Thursday is Thursday Throwdown. You can win 100 US dollars. Duncan says cats do chirp. I was just thought they meowed. Yes, discount code and offer available. Anyone trying to get fit? I've been talking about it as much as possible. Boy says, like my upcoming bro? I will. I'm always on the lookout for you. Whenever I see you live, I, at the very least, want to stop in and give you some support. All right, guys, I got to wrap things up. I'm going to get some sleep. I want to make up for that lost hour of sleep. Thanks for coming in and hanging out with me. Very much appreciated. Thank you for the breathwork request. I always love being able to do breathwork with people because of the profound effect that it has. Thank you to the newest member of my channel, Mama Chris. And thank you, Joshua, for the awesome super chat. Sniper says, Night Eric. Night Squirrel Sniper. Sniper, I hope things are going well with you. That maybe, speaking of things aligning, I hope things are aligning right for you and your family right now. Dill says, Eric, what do you think of David Goggins' motivational clips? I'll be honest, I don't watch them. I don't really need motivation from David Goggins or anyone else. I do like getting inspiration from certain people. And there's a subtle difference between motivation and inspiration. I'm almost always motivated to do the stuff that I love. And I'm 100% always inspired. Finding myself inspired was one of the biggest gifts meditation and breath work has ever given me. Before I became serious about meditation, I wanted to be a writer and I would write. And then I'd go for weeks, for months, for years without writing again. And then I would say, well, it's writer's block, making all the excuses. And I would live the writing lifestyle, which meant that I would say I'm a writer, but I'm stuck. So I would drink, which was ridiculous. But when I started meditating, you find everything inspires you. How can you not be inspired? Look out your window. There's a million blades of grass. Each has a story of its own. Any one of them is worth writing about. In the Talmud, they say that above every blade of grass, there is an angel whispering, grow, grow, grow. So if there's an angel above a single blade of grass whispering, grow, imagine what my angel is whispering to me. Write, be inspired, love, forgive, be kind. You guys have the same angel whispering the same thing to you. Maybe not right. Maybe it's paint. Maybe it's editing a YouTube video. Who knows what it is? But find out what it is and live your life accordingly. Hey, Lucy. Joshua says, I'm subscribed to your channel now, Duncan. Awesome. Gravity Core Fitness says, Billion Dollar Syndrome dropped a message on your channel. Love your content. Some of the best abs in the game. Let's see. Village. This is amazing. Energetic Joshua. Certainly is. Joshua says, Little Lucy. Duncan says, thanks so much, Gravity Core Fitness. All right. So, wrapping it up. Guys, I'm going to see everyone tomorrow. I'll be live again at 5 to regular times. And sometime in between, hopefully sometime in between 5 o'clock and 1 o'clock, I'm going to have a members channel live stream talking exclusively about A Course in Miracles, but that doesn't mean I won't be open to some breath work. Nightmare says, did I miss the breath work? You did miss the breath work. It was the box breathing. How you feeling, Nightmare? Let's see. You rate Yogi? I will stay on for another 5 minutes and do some breath work with you, Nightmare, if you need it. Joshua says, wait, Yogi, you said members only? Just for the Course in Miracle talk. Joshua says, don't end yet. I could be on for another minute, another couple minutes, and if Nightmare wants to close off with a little more breath work. You're not holding me back. I know it's later for you, so you're getting ready to go to bed. Oh wow! Thank you so much, Joshua. Joshua has just bought 5 members. Grumpy Sapper, good friend. Buddha, excellent friend. Dog of War, new friend. Mrs. Funnestruck, our friend Julie, and Castle. Castle's been a member before. Nice to have him back. Joshua says, hopefully these 5 members attend. I hope so. Nightmare says, okay, sure, if you don't mind. I don't mind at all. We're going to do a 4-8 breath. However, we're going to supercharge it. Since it's late for some people, so I know people want to relax, they want to get to bed. We're going to breathe in through the nose for a count of 4. If you remember to make that ujjayi breath, please do. On the inhalation, on the exhalation, we're going to exhale for a count of 8. However, we are going to close the right nostril and exhale through the left. We breathe in with both. We exhale just through the left. Joshua says, I cannot super chat much longer, guys. Understandable, Joshua. Hey, I appreciate your company. I appreciate your being here. I'm due to be saving money for a trip. Understood. So, Julie says, so thank you, Joshua. I appreciate that. Thank you for being in, Julie. Joshua says, when I monetize, hopefully in April. Grumpy says, thank you. So, Nightmare, are you ready? This is for you, my friend. We're going to do some closing night breath work. We're going to do 6 to 8 breaths. Nightmare, I know I think I said Night Watcher. He was in here today, so you have to excuse me. Nightmare, if you could close your eyes and relax, just take a few regular breaths. Just notice your breath. Be aware of the breath coming in. Be aware of the breath going out. Now, what I want you to do is remember that we're breathing in through both nostrils, exhaling only through the left. Use your thumb to block off the right side. Out for a count of 8. Breathing in for 4, out for 8. Taking a breath through your nose and release it. And now we're going to start. We're going to breathe in for a count of 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, blocking the right for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Breathing in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Block off the right and exhale for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Breathing in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Breathing in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, block off the right for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Breathing in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale through the left for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Breathing in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Breathing in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale through the left for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Last breath, breathing in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Stay there for just a moment with your eyes closed, relaxed, allowing your breath work to sink deep, relaxing even further. And when you're ready, open your eyes. Duncan says, Eric is an inspiration and a true example of not just speaking the path, but walking the path. Thank you so much, Duncan. It's definitely my intent. Philip says, okay, bro, fasting time here. Have a good fast, my friend. I will look for you live tomorrow. Nightmare says, very much appreciated it, Sir Yogi. Absolutely, Nightmare. As I've said before, if you ask, we'll do it. Always. Bullets Food Season says, good. Thanks for coming in. I appreciate it. Joshua, again, thank you so much, my friend. With that, guys, we're going to wrap it up. I will see everyone tomorrow. Thanks again. Much love, guys.